What is up, YouTube? Welcome to Panfro Games, and in today's video we got another daily dose of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet news and leaks to share with you all today. And in today's episode, we're going to be covering some brand new Pokemon that got leaked, which is super exciting. We got even more information on the sub-legendary Pokemon and much more. And of course, if you like this type of content and want to stay up to date, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Today's leaks mostly came from the game tester Kaka. Kaka didn't have too much to say, but there are some really interesting things that we have to cover today. And the first thing they said is the water gym's town is on the water, which obviously makes a lot of sense. It's a water type gym. But looking at the 8K map, we can actually see that this is where the gym is going to be. I mean, I'm going to guess this structure on the right side that looks to be like one big building with just two little arcs to the side is going to be where the gym is going to be located. I don't think we're going to be fighting right here, but we honestly could be. This in the center could potentially be a battlefield, but I think this is going to be more of a, a scenic cinematic location where we could potentially, have a story moment happen here. But I do think the gym is going to be on the right side. It sort of makes sense. I mean, it's one building that could be just one big skyscraper of a gym. So now going to some brand new Pokemon. This is what we all live for here, is we actually have a brand new frog Pokemon coming to Scarlet and Violet. And the description is a new plasma electric frog that stands on two legs. So we have another bipedal Pokemon. So I know a lot of people aren't happy about that. But personally, it could be really cool. I mean, Greninja is bipedal, so I do have some hope for an electric frog. They do note that is an electric type, but it could be a dual type still. And they use the word plasma. And yes, plasma is a form of energy, definitely an electric theme, but I want to have some fun with this. And let's give this Pokemon something cool that could fit plasma. And I think that would be the psychic typing. So an electric and psychic type. We've only had one other electric psychic type before, which is a Alolan Raichu, which most likely will not be in this game. So it's nice to have a representative. And if you're not familiar with the typing on that, we have 4 weaknesses, but it's actually not too bad. And the resistances are phenomenal. 5 resistances. Pretty much most of these resistances are against really offensive typing, like fighting and flying and electric and psychic. So that's really great overall. I'm a big fan of this. And honestly, I'm just a big fan of frogs. And I really hope this lives up to the hype. We don't know if this Pokemon is going to be a 1 stage, a 2 stage, or a 3 stage. I'll make a guess. I'm going to say it's going to be a 2 stage Pokemon. And maybe it's going to be a regular small frog that evolves into a bipedal frog. And definitely let me know in the comment section below what you think the electric plasma frog is going to be type-wise. If you think it's going to be a single form, 2 evolution, 3 evolution, I would love to hear your feedback on that. We also learned that there's going to be no diving in this game, which is not too surprising. There was no diving in Pokemon Sword or Shield, and this is like an old-style gameplay mechanic, and I think Pokemon is trying to move forward as a more modern type of game, so I think losing something like this actually does not hurt the game at all. And since we're going open world, Pokemon are just going to be appearing everywhere. So we're going to be just surfing on the water, and all the Pokemon you would potentially dive for or even fish for would just be above the water or near the water on the beach. There's apparently a new way to battle related to wild Pokemon, but the leaker won't give us details about this yet. I'm really interested on what this is because we already confirmed that there is going to be battles on the motorcycles in like against trainers like Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D style. But I don't think that's going to be the same thing for wild Pokemon. So I wonder if there's going to be something like swarms again with wild Pokemon. Hopefully this will be related to our shiny hunting method, because we still don't know exactly how we're going to be shiny and hunting. But we do know Pokemon will be shiny in the overworld, which is phenomenal. So very similar to Legends Arceus in that way. We also received more confirmation on the new fire Pokemon I reported on in my last episode. And the fire Pokemon are a split version exclusive, and their evolutions, which I predicted correctly. Fire Warrior going to Scarlet, Fire Blade going to Violet. Makes a lot of sense to me. A blade means technology, someone made that. So Violet being the future version gets that. And a warrior could be honestly in any time period. But, when I think of an ancestral warrior, it makes a lot more sense to be in Scarlet. So if my typing guess is correct, because we know they're both fire, but I'm going to guess they're going to be dual types. So the warrior is going to be fire and fighting, and the blade's going to be fire and steel. Fire and Steel is a lot better typing overall, in my personal opinion. But what I don't like is the Fire Warrior being fire and fighting Also means since it's in Scarlet, Koraidon is going to be a dragon and fighting type. So too much fighting going on over there. And that sort of puts a minus for Scarlet for me personally. But we'll have to see with a full Pokedex on that. But, these version exclusives are the number one reason why people pick a certain version. So, of course, we're going to have to see the designs and their stats and abilities. And then I can make a better conclusion on what I'm going to make my main game. But right now, I'm sort of in between. Scarlet and Violet is really hard to pick. I mean, I'm going to buy both either way, so who am I complaining? We also learned more about the new Salt Pokemon, which was reported on in the past. We had no official typing from it from the leakers, and now the leakers are saying that the Salt Pokemon is somehow related to flowers. It's a two-stage Pokemon, which is believable, and it's a poison type. So I always thought the Salt Pokemon would have been like a rock type because I'm thinking rock salt. Salt is also a mineral that comes from the ground. So I was thinking, okay, it could have been like some sort of rock type, but apparently it's a pure poison type, which is really weird. I mean, there is salt poisoning. You could have too much sodium in you and get poisoned, but I think that's really weird. And actually, we learned more about this Pokemon is, by the way, with the poison flower, we meant this. So this was one of the original leaked screenshots from Kaka, and apparently it's related to the Salt Pokemon, though it's not clear. Salt is just a code name. And when we look closer at this photo, we can notice that the Pokemon's bottom half is here. Ignore the poison symbol in the back because this is currently the Terra form that is taking, is using a poison Terra crystal to get the double stab for its poison typing. And in this image, we can actually get a nice outline of what the Pokemon really looks like. And of course, the Pokemon is crystallized right now because it is in a Terra form. So we don't know what the texture of it is. We don't get a nice clean picture of this Pokemon, but it does look like some sort of like poison moss to me. Almost like a Volcarona type of shape. Definitely not related to Volcarona, but this is a super interesting thing. Maybe this Pokemon spreads salt with its wings and maybe we'll have a salt type move. Maybe it's a poison type that becomes a poison rock type for the salt thing. We don't know. I'm not 100% sure how deep the salt goes with this Pokemon, but we're going to have to find out, and I'll definitely let you guys know when I learn more information because this is a big mystery of what has been leaked so far. But it's good to know that, hey, two-stage poison type Pokemon. That's very cool. Now, I want to talk about the sub-legendary quartet, the 4 supposed dragons that got leaked from Kaka and Riddler Coup talked about it. I've already talked about this in 2 past videos, but I want to set the record straight on this. So what we know is that these are the types of the 4 Pokemon. It's going to be all 4 of them are going to be dark, and then it's going to be dark fire, dark ground, dark ice, and dark grass. But it didn't really fit with the 4 dragons because it sort of didn't make sense that these dragons that gave water to all of China ended up being evil. That doesn't really make sense, right? So we have to think about a different group in Chinese mythos, and we actually have a group of 4 in Chinese mythos that would fit the dark typing perfectly well. And it's actually called the 4 Perils. The 4 Perils are 4 malevolent beings that existed in Chinese mythology and the antagonistic counterparts of the 4 benevolent animals. And this is actually incredibly important to the theory. But first, let's talk about the 4 Perils. The 4 Perils have names. We have Hundun, which represents chaos, a creature without face, but sometimes depicted as resembling a ferocious bear or a dog. Hundun is also believed as the primordial and central chaos in Chinese mythos. So Hundun could actually be the leader of this group. So if there is a trio and then one that's above them, it would probably be Hundun. There's also Tao Wu, represents ignorance, often depicted as resembling a boar or a tiger, spreading ignorance amongst the people. Then we have Tao Tai, represents gluttony, depicted as not having any body, just a head of ferocious beast that seeks to devour everything. And then I'm going to butcher this one. We have Koing Koi, represents deviousness, looks like a winged tiger that instigates war, eats people, and commits various other malicious deeds. So they're all bad beasts, right? They're all bad. And, remember in Legends Arceus when we got that brand new genie? So now we have 4 genies, and now we got 4 of these benevolent perils, or these 4 monsters we're going to have to be fighting. Well, the 4 symbols, the 4 benevolent animals, they actually are represented by the 4 genies. They are literally the exact same, which is pretty funny overall. And when we look at an image of them, you can see that, well, we have a bird, We have the Genbu, which is like a turtle snake. We have the tiger here. And yeah, it all matches up to the 4 animals that are represented here, right? So we have the black tortoise, the Azura dragon, the bird of the south, and the white tiger. All this matches up perfectly well. So we have the 4 animals versus the 4 perils, and both of these are from Chinese mythology. And another thing is, since these guys have incarnate forms, Therian and incarnate forms, right? Maybe the 4 perils will have a second form too. So they're going to have a form that's similar to like a genie form, and then they're more like animal form too. So I think that's going to be really sick. Let me know in the comment section below if you believe that this is what it is. I think we nailed it here, though. I think the 4 perils versus the 4 animal symbols is going to be a big post-game thing. And there's no way that they bring in a new genie to Legends Arceus and they don't bring it to Scarlet and Violet. They gotta bring it in, all right? There's no way they don't do it. I think that would be absolutely crazy. And there we have it, guys. That is our daily dose of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet news and updates. If you like this video, really appreciate if you leave a like. And if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next time when we get some more leaks and other gaming content. Peace out and have a great one.